A Nano Hull Tanks Megatron. The problem with the Nano Hull Tanks Megatrons is frigates are so strong right now in EVE, is you'll instantly get scrammed and die. So that's the issue you run into, is you'll instantly get scrammed by a frig who will then orbit underneath your guns, and then you're just kind of screwed. Nano battleship anything right now is super bad, just because of the strength of frigates. Most roaming ships, especially in 0-0, have to be pretty much they have pretty much be dedicated to be able to kill frigates. And if you can't kill frigates in that ship, then you're not going to fare very well in a roaming environment. Are any non-faction battleship worth anything in PvP besides the Nami? Rolo, I typically get good fights in the actual the military sites. So I'll warp around to the military sites, which I was doing earlier in my Executor Navy issue, and I ran into a bait slicer with a curse friend. So that did not turn out too well. I would roam in a Gila Fizzbot. The problem with Gilas is you'll have a lot of trouble actually finding a fight. Just because... just because the Gilas and like worms are so good that a lot of people just won't fight you unless they have a gang. Hey Laz, what do you think about adding something like a heavy bomber, like a battlecruiser hull that can mount a single Citadel torp launcher that way it would be useless against small ships but gives smaller corps an option against super caps? Well, the problem is super caps, when they're alone, they're extremely vulnerable, and a small corp trying to take on a single super cap would be able to do that. The issue you'd run into is whenever you start getting multiple super caps, and for that they have dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts and nuding battleships are what you'll need to be able to take out those. So, as for a single ship with like capital DPS or something, probably wouldn't really work out. Thanks, you're Nori. Sorry I could not 1v1 you, bro. So, Hellman, I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, yeah, it could be useful, but if you've seen the Lord's Servants video where he sits on the undock of a low-sec station in a sieged Phoenix and alphaing subcaps with his dread, people will find ways to break things or use them as they were not intended. What about Hurley? He was wiping a bunch of Atrons during that whole fight. Well, Titan guns and capital guns can track frigates. It all depends on how many target paints he's running and if the frigate has transversal or not. I mean, if the frigate's sitting at 0 speed and he's target painted, then he's just going to get zonked. Yeah, Hellman. In that situation, dude, it really comes down to using Balgorns or other nuding battleships and using someone with a ship scanner to manage the cap on the super capital, so you can control the remote reps. But once they're all nuded out, though, they're going to just die very slowly if they swap to passive tanks. But I mean, if they don't have remote cap transfers, then you're just kind of boned. And the way the remote cap transfers work is they're able to transfer cap or able to create cap out of nothing. So you can never. It's really hard to fully cap them out whenever they're more than like 2 or 3. You have to always make sure you have enough nukes on them to where they can't actually keep their cap transfers activated. To customs, honestly, dude, just the more and more you play, you just kind of pick it up as you go, and there's a lot of good resources out there. Like when I started the game, the EVE now learning curve wise is much smaller. It's a lot easier to get into EVE now because there wasn't all these resources before. Whenever I started playing like 9-10 years ago, so you actually have it really easy. So you have lots of streams to watch. There's lots of posted guides. And my advice to you is to pick a single ship, a single class of ship. Say you want to do assault frigates or interceptors, and then just train directly and train directly into that and try to get as good at flying that one ship as possible. And what you'll do is, as you're trying to get really, really good at flying that one ship, you'll also be training the needed skills like engineering or the power grid upgrades and all that that will allow you to fit it better and give you more capacity, more CPU, all that. And that will assist you in moving to other ships once you're able to fly that ship as well as you want to be able to. How do you have your screen set up? Oz, I have three monitors. I have a 24-inch monitor in front of me, a 24-inch monitor to the left, and then straight up above my center monitor, I have a third 24-inch monitor. So I have three 24-inch monitors. The one above, anytime you see me looking up there, that's usually Skype or Jabber, where I'm looking at Intel, like if there's something going on 00. However, what you see on the center screen, what you see on the stream right now, is that's all on the main monitor, and I'm using IS Boxer to control that. Using IS Boxer to be able to swap through my different accounts. Ever since the recent CCP rule revision, use IS Boxer to make your dick fly off. It would not make your dick fly off, but if you're key broadcasting to all clients, then that will make your dick fly off. And by dick fly off, I mean it'll get it chopped off by CCP. Yeah, but the way I use it, it's okay. I use it only for window management, so that I can fit all this on one screen. And it also makes all these Eve clients take up less CPU. It'll actually throttle back the FPS on these clients whenever you're not using it. Like, see, I'm at 60 FPS here, and I swap to here, and I'm at 60 FPS. Or I'm bouncing a little bit. But yeah, and then you see how it's low here? And then as soon as I swap back, it spiked. So basically, it's throttling it whenever it's not the main one. What is key broadcasting? The key broadcasting or key multiplexing is where if I press F1 on this screen, if I press F1, or let's say if I press Alt F1, Alt F1 activates my damage control. But what key broadcasting does, if I press Alt F1 on this screen, it also press Alt F1 here, and Alt F1 here, and then Alt F1 here, and it does it all at the same time.